Do you ever feel like the more money you make, the faster it seems to disappear? And have you noticed that the things you once dreamed of buying stop making you happy just a few days after you get them? If so, this video is about you, because in Japan, there is a way of thinking that helps people feel rich with less. And the most interesting part is that it has far less to do with the size of your bank account and far more to do with the way you see your life. On a quiet street in Tokyo, a middle-aged man begins every morning by drinking tea from an old blue ceramic cup. There is a small crack along the edge. He could easily replace it. He has the money to buy a new one, but he never does. To him, that cup carries years of memories and stories. That small habit points to a much bigger Japanese secret. In Japanese culture, there is a word, Manzoku. It means deep satisfaction, not just happiness, but the feeling that what you already have is enough. There is another phrase, Taru o Shiru, to know what is enough. And a third concept, Mottainai. It expresses respect for the value of things and a reluctance to waste them. Now think about your own life. How many times have you opened social media, seen someone else's lifestyle, and suddenly felt like something was missing from yours? How many times have you bought something you didn't truly need? This is where Japanese philosophy and modern life move in completely opposite directions. Every day, you're told that the next purchase will make you happier. The next phone, the next car, the next vacation, the next raise. But the finish line keeps moving. Japanese philosophy asks a different question. What if the problem isn't that you have too little? What if the problem is that you rarely notice what you already have? Psychology has a name for this. Human beings adapt very quickly to new things. That's why even major achievements often start to feel normal after a short time.
This is why some people seem content with very little, while others remain restless despite constantly getting more. But here's something important. This doesn't mean giving up ambition. This is where many people misunderstand Japanese philosophy. Japanese culture is not against progress. It is against the endless chase where a person never pauses long enough to appreciate what has already been achieved. Think about it. If you immediately run toward the next goal after reaching one, do you ever truly experience the feeling of success? That is why many Japanese traditions place value on small moments. A cup of tea, a morning walk, a quiet meal, a meaningful conversation. From the outside, these may seem insignificant, but these moments often become the foundation of a satisfying life. And here's a surprising paradox. When you stop expecting every purchase to make you happy, you often become much better with money. Why? Because you stop asking, "Can I buy this?" and start asking, "Will this genuinely improve my life?" Or are you simply trying to purchase a feeling? Those two questions often lead to very different answers. Now, I'd like to share 3 Japanese-inspired habits you can start using tonight. The first habit is creating an enough list. Before you go to sleep, write down 3 things you already have that you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be anything dramatic. A safe home, a family member, your health, a good friend. At first, this exercise may feel simple, but after a few days, your attention begins to shift away from what is missing and toward what is already present. Have you ever noticed how naturally your mind focuses on what you don't have?
The second habit is the 24-hour rule. Whenever you feel the urge to buy something non-essential, don't buy it immediately. Wait 24 hours. Very often, the desire fades, and if it still feels important after a full day, then consider it more carefully. Have you ever purchased something that excited you for a week and then became almost invisible? The third habit is creating a daily Mottainai moment. Once a day, pause and appreciate something you've started taking for granted. Your phone, your bed, your books, your kitchen, your eyesight, even your ability to breathe. It sounds almost too simple, but contentment rarely comes from complexity. More often, it comes from attention. And that is exactly what the man with the old blue cup practices every morning. That cup is not just a cup. It is a reminder that value does not always come from something being new. Sometimes, value comes from recognizing what is already in front of you.
Now, ask yourself something. If every one of your current desires were fulfilled today, would you truly feel satisfied? Or would your mind simply begin searching for the next thing tomorrow? It's an uncomfortable question, but perhaps it's the most important one. Because true wealth is not only about having more. True wealth is about knowing when you already have enough. That is the hidden power behind Japanese financial philosophy. When you learn to recognize enough, money stops being your master and becomes a tool. Your happiness no longer depends on the next purchase. Your peace no longer depends on the next paycheck. And suddenly, even if your bank account hasn't changed at all, you begin to feel richer than before. Because wealth is not only measured by how much you own, it is also measured by how little you need in order to feel fulfilled.
So tonight, when you notice an ordinary object somewhere in your home, pause for a moment, look at it carefully, and ask yourself, am I truly poor, or have I simply stopped seeing the value of what I already possess? That single question has changed the way many people think about money. And perhaps it can change the way you think about it too. If this video shifted something in the way you see money, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want more on how the world's wisest cultures quietly build peace of mind and fulfillment, subscribe. There's a lot more coming. See you in the next one.